Hi, I'm back with another video on what I think will be part 3 of the Saya and Tsuka making for the Japanese sword. I really hope there's not a part 4 because that means I probably made an error somewhere. But I can show the pretty much finished product. There's one more addition I'm going to do to it, but this is pretty much the way it's going to go. And ta-da! So I'm going to try to show as much detail as possible. I did try to stick with a hollyhock theme because that's the theme on the fittings that I have right here. And of course, matching over here. And yes, this is the same sword, Tsuka handle, and saya that was shown in the previous videos. This is just the completed product. And I did the handle wrapping with silk Tsuka Ito and Manuki that pretty much fit the theme. And this is a buffalo horn makugi or pin. I carved that out of buffalo horn also. And there's new ray skin here under the wrapping. And that's the way the tsuba fits. This is wound wire. I coated it part of the way in urushi, and what these are hollyhock leaves coated in urushi and then like a gold glitter over them, a kind of gold glitter. And these are urushi coated leaves, again, to match this theme here as close as possible. And the sword guard, as you see, the tsuba, also has a hollyhock theme. One of the hardest parts is finding all the fittings to match a similar theme. It's possible if you want to do it yourself in the future. You just have to usually just wait, until it comes up for sale on a website or eBay. And this is carved buffalo horn. I went with a different sort of design. It's not the traditional just lobe design. Figured I'd do this design again, the threes, to match the rest of the fittings. So, and these are gold shitodame in here. And again, this is carved buffalo horn. This part is carved buffalo horn, the scabbard throat. And the rest are all traditional Japanese materials of urushi. It's about 7 or 8 coats of urushi polished to the best I could get the finish for now. And the scabbard end, the metal fitting on the end, the kojiri, also fits with the theme of the rest of the sword. The hardest part about this whole thing, I gotta say, was the urushi, because it was a lot of waiting in between coats, again, to cure it. Because, like I said in other videos, it doesn't dry, this traditional Japanese lacquer. It cures in humidity. But if you're too quick with the humidity, I found out the hard way, it just turns brown. It turns grayish brown. It turns kind of funky colors. You gotta let it sit a little bit. And when you do put it into humidity, it's not like a ton of humidity. You have to balance it out. What I usually do is let it sit for a few hours or a night, and then like steam up the bathroom, let it sit in there overnight. And that usually does it. But it has to be cured in between coats, or you're just going to be left with a mess when you go to put on more coats. So I'm going to show more shots of the sword. I'll show the other side. And the handle wrapping wasn't too bad because I have had experience with that. I've had practice with that. So that was okay. But full disclosure, I did wrap it the first time and it was still, the handle was still too straight. I think that's the error that I had made the first time. The handle was too straight. So I took the older wrapping off, which is kind of experimental anyway, and I reshaped the handle to have more of a curve down. So if you see the sword at a distance, it's hard for me to show it at a distance it'll have more of a natural curvature to the whole package. So it's got more of a natural curvature to that whole package there. And the other difficult part, it's not really crazy difficult, you just have to take your time with it, is fitting the habaki to the scabbard throat inside. Again, like I've shown in other videos, I don't have to like tear this off. Just put my hand here, squeeze my hand, look, there you go, voila. And pull that out. And the way that's designed, see, is the horn fitting goes around the wood of the scabbard, which is shaved down a little bit for the wood fitting, because the habaki and the blade is not meant to be on the horn. The horn's really too rough. It's meant to, if it has to rub or bump into anything, against wood inside. So, and again, right, and this is the way I've shown in previous videos, that goes in nice and gentle, sliding it along the mune. Make sure you don't grind it against the sides. You don't have to slam it home if you designed it right. There you go, see, nice and snug. Fits tight. Nothing bad's gonna happen, but it's not so tight that I would ever have to wrench the thing out. So that's really it for that. I hope you all like it, like the finished product. I plan on getting a brown silk Tsuka Ito for here. I can just wrap it around here. That matches this color, and I think that'll complete the whole ensemble. And I'll keep polishing the scabbard and hope for increasingly better results. All right, thank you everybody. Bye bye.